is the crossing of the staffs, which means that anybody that is not an officer or above may come up to the podium. La Yasha'Allah, which means to Israel. Majum, which means to stand. Upani Haki Dum, turn and face the east. This is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Avinawa, Shabashamayim, Quadash, Hayah, Shumka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Tabaa, Ratazayaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'a Rataza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim, Nathan, Lanawa, Lakam, Call, Yawam, Wasalakanawa, Kwabawakanawa, Kasalakanawa, Kwabawahinawa, Wala'a, Tabayayanawa, Banasayawan, Abal, Hawashayanawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Wa'ala, Wadapar, La'alamium, Aman. This is the Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. So be it. This is the prayer for the Hakak, or the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Bo-Kashak, Nathananawa, Hakak, Hakak, La Rapa'ah, Ka Makala, Wakal Madawa, Hakak, La Tahar, Hamatazarayim, Hakak, La Hakim, Hamathium, Hakak, Al Rakawat, Hatama Alu, Lagarshan, Bashim Yahusha, the Wada Aman. Prayer for the power in the English. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out in the name of Yahushua. Thank you, so be it. So the blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatha Yahweh, wa Yahushua, Wam Yaka'ala, wa Ahayim, Matazabya, Alawap Yahana, Ha Alawapyum, Hazaranyum, Ha Quatazayanyum, Ha Kayayum, Waha Aquathium, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai. What am So the blessings in the English. Bless you, Yahweh, and Yahushai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yohanan, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, thank you, so be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayanya, Al Hohorim, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Isaiah, Ma'aim, Yahweh, Aishah, Shamayim, Wa'arataza, Al Yathan, Lamawat, Regolka, Al Yanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yeshun, Shamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazolka, Al, Yad, Yumyaka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'ah, Yakaka, Wayarak, Baya'ala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makal, Rai, Yashamar, Ahnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'aka, Wabwa'aka, Ma'aitha, Wa'aid, Hawalam. Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Al Damayah, Lakah, Al Fakarash, Wa'ol, Tashakwat, Al, Kayah, Hana, Al Yagika, Yahama, Yawan, Ra'ash, Al Aimaka, Ya'awiyamwa, Sawada, Wayatha, Ya'aitazawa, Al Tazapawanyaka, Amarawa, Lakawa, Wanaki Dum, Magalia, Wala'ah, Yazakar, Sham, Yasha'ala, Iwada, Kaya, Nawa'aitazawa, Labah, Yakadwa, Al Yaka, Baryak, Yakarafwa, Aholia, Arawam, Wayashamai, Alayam, Mawa'aba, Wahagariam, Gabal, Wa'amawan, Wa'amalak, Palashah, Ain, Yeshabia, Tazawar, Dan, Ashawar, Nalawat, Imam, Hayawat, Zarawai, Labanya, Lawat, Selah, Aisha, Laham, Kamadian, Kasa Yasara, Kayabian, Bonakaol, Kayashawan, Nasha Magba, Ba'ayan Da'ara, Hayawat, Daman, La Dama, Shayathamwa, Nara, Yab Mawa, Ka'ira, Wakaza'aba, Wakazabak, Wakazazor, Manai, Call, Nasayakamwa, Ashar, Amarlo, Nayarashah, Lanawa, Nawa, Alahayam, Alahaya, Shaithamwa, Kagogola, Kakwash, Lapanya, Rawaka, Kaash, Tabaira, Yaira, Wakalahaba, Talahat, Harayon, Khan, Tharadakma, Basairika, Wabasa, Wapaka, Tabahalam, Mala'a, Panyahan, Kwalawan, Wawakashwa, Shunka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayabaalwa, Idea, Aya, Wayakaparo, Wayabadwa, Wayadaiwa, Kaya, Ata, Shemka, Yahweh, Labaka, all your one, all, call, Ha'arataza. So Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gebal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur also is joined with them. They have holpen the children of Lot. Selah, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin at the brook of Kisan, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Mered, and like Zeeb. Yea, all their princes as Zeba and as Zalmunna, who said, let us take to ourselves the house of God in possession. O Yahweh, make them like a wheel, as a stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth a wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name, O Yahweh. Let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. This is the prayer for the curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, listen to us now, right now. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen that speak against us, thy prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, and the school. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen, and shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school. Force their riches to enter into thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the Edomites and the nations and their drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, Posse Comitazi, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space program, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street, open up the internet and the airways, the cable access channels, and the radio channels. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us, and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plagues shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahushua, Michael, and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and punish all the heathens that come up against us. As we speak thy word, cause it to be known by all that it is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media, throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahushua, thank you. Always, so be it. Sar, which means to turn. Yeshavia, which means to be seated. We're going to be starting in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4 and verse 8. All right, this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4 and verse 8 in the Hebrew. Omaya. Galia. Got a wall. Ashar. Lawa. Chakwayim. Wamashapatium. Tazadayakwam. Kakal. Hathawar, Hazaath, Ashar, Anakia, Nathan, Lapanayakam, Hayawam, verse 9, Rock, Hashamar, Lak, Washamar, Napashak, Ma'ad, Pan, Vashakak, Ah, Hadabarium, Ashar, Ra'awa, Ayanyak, Wapan, Yaso, it's like Yasarawa, Malababka, Call, Yumya, Kayayaka, Wa Hawadaitham, Labanyak, Walabanya, Banyak, verse 10, Yawam, Ashar, Imadath, Lapanya, Yahweh, Alahayak, Bakorab, Baamar, Yahweh, Alia, Hakwahal, Laya, Ath, Haim, Waashamaim, Ath, Dabaria, Ashar, Lama Slaki, Lama Dewan Slaki, Lamadwan, La Yura, Athia, Call, Hayamayum, Ashar, Ham, Kayayum, Al, Hadama, Wa'ak. Banyahum. Ya Lamadawan. Verse 11. Wathakul Rabwan. Watham. Saki. What Thaima Dawan. Wathama. Saki. Watha Ima Dawan. The Ka. Saki. Hahar. Wahahar. Ba'ir. Saki Ba'ira. Ba'ash. Aid. Labah. Hashemayim. Kashak. Ainun. Wa'arapal. Verse 12. Uyadabar. Yahweh. Alayakam. It's like all you come. Mathawak. Haash. Kuwal. Debarium. Athum. Shemayim. Wathamawan. Ayankam. Rayam. Zawalathia. Kuwal. Verse 13. We are God. Lakam. Ah. Barayathwa. Ashar. Tazawa. Athkam. La Aishawath. Aisharath. Hadabarium. Wayakathbam. Al. Shanya. Yakawath. Abanyam. Verse 14. Wa'athia. Tazawa. Yahweh. Ba'aith. Hawa. Alamad. Athakam. Kakwayim. Umashapatyam. Laishathkam. Athum. Ba'arataza. Ashar. Athum. Ibarayim. Shema. Larushath. Clap that up. All right, I'm going to go ahead and read it in the English. All right, this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4 and verse 8 in the English. And what nation is there so great that hath statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law, which I set before you this day? Verse 9. Only take heed to thyself, and keep thy soul diligently, lest thou forget the things which thine eyes have seen, and lest they depart from thy heart all the days of thy life, but teach them thy sons and thy sons' sons. Verse 10. Especially the day that thou stoodest before the Lord thy God in Horeb, when the Lord said unto me, gather me the people together, and I will make them hear my words, that they may learn to fear me all the days that they shall live upon the earth, and that they may teach their children. Verse 11. And ye came near and stood under the mountain, and the mountain burned with fire unto the midst of heaven, with darkness, clouds, and thick darkness. 12. And the Lord spake unto you out of the midst of the fire. Ye heard the voice of the words, but saw no similitude, only ye heard a voice. Verse 13. And he declared unto you his covenant, which he commanded you to perform, even 10 commandments, and he wrote them upon 2 tables of stone. Verse 14. And the Lord commanded me at that time to teach you statutes and judgments, that ye might do them in the land whither ye go over to possess it. Verse 15. Take ye therefore good heed unto yourselves, for ye saw no manner of similitude on the day that the Lord spake unto you in Horeb, out of the midst of the fire. 16. Lest ye corrupt yourselves, and make you a graven image, the similitude of any figure, the likeness of male or female. You understand? That's exactly what it is that has happened to our people here in the land of America. You understand? Up in Canada, South America, the islands, the 12 tribes that are scattered abroad, you understand, we have made to ourselves graven images. You understand? We've corrupted ourselves with the ideologies of these other nations. You understand? Like Christianity, that's not of our people. Like, we're supposed to look in these scriptures and we're supposed to remember what it is that our forefathers went through. You understand? Like, we're supposed to remember these things so that we don't stray from the path like we did coming out of the land of Egypt when we made that golden calf. You understand? But instead, we aren't taught these scriptures here, and our people have chased after Christianity. You understand? Worshiping Cesare Borgia or Caesar Borgia, however it is you want to pronounce it. You understand? Or who our people know as Jesus Christ. You understand? When that's not really who Christ is. You understand? Christ was a black man from the tribe of Judah. You understand? But we're not supposed to be worshiping these idols, these false gods it is that these heathen nations have risen up. And the same thing with, being a Muslim, worshiping that rock. You understand? Some brothers out here worshiping black women, Some cats are worshiping Asian gods, just worshiping all these heathen gods and gods that cannot save us as a people. You understand? The only God that can save so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians is the nigga God. You understand? The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Verse 17. Then the likeness of any beast that is on the earth, the likeness of any winged fowl that flieth in the air. You understand? We aren't supposed to be worshiping animals either, no matter how majestic they look or how simple, their lifestyle is, and how there's not wars fought amongst animals or whatever nonsense it is that we have accepted into our hearts, because we have accepted so many just dumb doctrines and beliefs of these other nations. You understand? Like, we are to only serve the Most High God. You understand? The God of the children of Israel, Yahweh in the Hebrew. Verse 18. The likeness of anything that creepeth on the ground, the likeness of any fish that is in the waters beneath the earth. 19. Unless thou lift up thine eyes unto heaven, and when thou seest the sun and the moon and the stars, even all the host of heaven, shouldst be driven to worship them and serve them, which the Lord thy God hath divided unto all nations under the whole heaven. You understand? And that's something that a lot of our people are heavy into today, is worshiping the stars. You understand? Like these heathens, they worship the stars. You understand? They believe that the stars can tell you, your future, and sacrificing to the star will give them some kind of good luck. That's what they do. And sadly, our people have taken onto that same custom. You understand? There's so many sisters out here that believe in what the hell is that called? Your horoscope. You understand? Where they believe that if they were born in a certain month, that means that their personality has to be a certain kind of way. You understand? They believe that when it is a certain month and there's a certain sign showing in the sky, that that means that there's going to be, good luck, or some misfortune is going to happen to them, or they got to be weary of what's going on around them because this or that could happen. Like, that's all complete nonsense. You understand? And there's a lot of brothers too that are following behind that. There's a lot of brothers that worship the moon and the sun, when it's all just utter nonsense. You understand? Put those drugs down. You understand? If you got medication, you understand, start taking it, because the stars can't tell you a goddamn thing about what is going on this earth. You understand? The stars didn't tell you that our brothers and sisters in Buffalo were going to get gunned down in that supermarket. You understand? The sun and the moon, it didn't warn you or tell you that our poor Hispanic babies were going to be murdered in that school earlier this week. You understand? Like, it didn't tell you all that. These things it is that we make gods. Why didn't they warn you of those things? You understand? But the God of the Bible, you understand, did warn our people. You understand? The God of the Bible let us know that these things would be happening. And thankfully, through the ISUPK, you understand, like, our people, they've been being warned since 1969. Like, we've been telling our people these things, but yet we don't listen. You understand? We've been teaching our people these scriptures right here. No matter how much it is that they hate it, or no matter how much it is it might hurt their soul in this world. You understand? Like, we've been teaching these scriptures to our people, letting them know the truth, telling them what happens if we don't follow the Most High God. Verse 20. But the Lord hath taken you and brought you forth out of the iron furnace, even out of Egypt, to be unto him a people of inheritance, as ye are this day. 21. Furthermore, the Lord was angry with me for your sakes, and swear that I should not go over Jordan, and that I should not go in unto the good land, which the Lord thy God giveth thee for an inheritance. But I must die in this land. I must not go over Jordan, but ye shall go over and possess that good land. 23. Take heed unto yourselves, lest ye forget the covenant of the Lord your God, which he made with you, and make you a graven image, or the likeness of anything which the Lord thy God hath forbidden thee. 24. For the Lord thy God is a consuming fire, even a jealous God. Verse 25. When thou shalt beget children and children's children, and ye shall have remained long in the land, and shall corrupt yourselves, and make a graven image, or the likeness of anything, and shall do evil in the sight of the Lord thy God, to provoke him to anger. And saying that's exactly what has happened here in America. You understand? We've had children, our children's had children, our children's had children, and we've started worshiping, you understand, all the false gods that have come into this earth. You understand? We go back and find, gods from ancient societies, and we worship them today, thinking that they're the way out of this hell. You understand? When the only way out is the God of the Bible. Verse 26. I call heaven and earth to witness against you this day, that ye shall soon utterly perish from off the land whereunto you go over Jordan to possess it. Ye shall not prolong your days upon it, but shall utterly be destroyed. Verse 27. And the Lord shall scatter you among the nations, and ye shall be left few in number among the heathen, whither the Lord shall send you, shall lead you. 28. And there ye shall serve gods, the work of men's hands, wood and stone, which neither see nor hear, nor eat, nor smell. You understand? And that's exactly what it is that we do in the land of America. You understand? We serve the works of men's hands. You understand? Whether it's wood or stone. I'm sorry, crazy. You understand? Both wood and stone. And the crazy thing is that we worship the same gods of the people that oppress us. You understand? You don't think that the brothers and sisters in Buffalo, like, you don't think that they were Christians. You understand? Like, you don't think that they were, Catholics, the same as that devil that went in there and gunned them down. Like, you don't think that all the brothers and sisters that have been murdered by the police, you don't think that they were good Christians? Just like the police officers that choked them out, that shot them in the back, you understand, that strangled them to death. You don't think that they were all considered good Christians? Like, it is absolute nonsense for us to go out and to serve a god of another nation, especially of a nation that sits there and oppresses us. Like, you can't expect for a God that belongs to another people. Like, you can't pray to that God and expect for him or her to deliver you from the same people that God belongs to. You understand? Like, the God of Christianity belongs to our oppressor. And yet we pray to that God to deliver us out of the hell it is that we live in. You understand? We pray to that God so that it is that we don't get murdered in the streets by a police officer or by some,
would be considered a good Samaritan in America that decided to just go into a grocery store and gun us down, that decides to go into, you understand, a school and to shoot our children. Like you don't think that our peoples pray to the same God? You understand? Like it, we can just thank Christianity for that mindset. You understand? We can thank Christianity for being good slaves and for thinking that if we pray hard enough and that we just believe and forgive, that everything will be all right when it won't be. You understand? The only way things will be all right for our people is when our oppressor is destroyed. You understand? When he is vaporized from the nuclear weapons and when he is put into chains, you understand, and is serving us the same way that we had to serve him. Verse 29. But from thence thou shalt seek the Lord thy God, thou shalt find him. And that's exactly, you understand, what is going on in the ISUPK. You understand? Like the ISUPK is full of brothers and sisters who have sought out the Most High God. You understand? Not the way the Christian church says to do so. You understand? Not seeking out the image of the beast it is that has been erected throughout this earth. You understand? Not seeking out, some false god of another heathen nation. You understand? But the brothers and sisters in this school, we've sought out the most high power in this earth. You understand? Like the only real God in this earth, the God of the children of Israel. And we're bringing more and more brothers and sisters in that are looking to find the Lord. You understand? Looking to get the truth of these scriptures right here and to find out who it is that they are as a people. Thou shalt find him if thou seek him with all thy heart and with all thy soul. Verse 30. When thou art in tribulation and all these things are come upon thee, even in the latter days, if thou turn to the Lord thy God and shalt be obedient unto his voice. 31. For the Lord thy God is a merciful God. He will not forsake thee, neither destroy thee, nor forget the covenant of thy fathers, which he sware unto them. Verse 32. You understand? Salakia, you understand? And like this is one thing that our people don't get. You understand? The Lord don't just show mercy upon you, you understand, because you say you believe in him or because you fall into the trap of Christianity. You understand? Like the Lord shows mercy upon you if you do what it is that he told you to do. And what he told you to do, if you're a Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, is to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. You understand? And to follow his son, our King Christ. And the only way you can do that is if you come into the ISUPK under commanding General Yohana. You understand? That's the only way it is that you can follow Christ. And the only way that you can truly keep the laws, statutes, and commandments in this book right here. You understand? Otherwise, you're bound for death. You understand? Like the Lord is going to kill you. You understand? The Lord said that he kills and that he makes alive. You understand? He wounds and he heals. Like the Lord does all that. The Lord decides if you live or die. And if you're out here worshiping a white Jesus, you understand, you're going to die. If you are eating pork, shrimp, crab, or lobster, you're going to die. If you are getting high, sleeping with whores, being a homosexual, you are going to die. You understand? Soon enough, we already know that monkeypox is spreading through homosexuality. You understand? Soon enough, it's going to be spreading through them blunts it is our people love to smoke. I mean, it's only a matter of time. Like, it's either you get down with the Lord or you're going to suffer. You understand? He's going to put you to death. I don't know about you, but I like living. You understand? I like my life. And therefore, I'm going to serve the Lord. The men and sisters in the ISUPK are going to serve the Lord. Verse 32. For ask now of the days that are past, which were before thee, since the day that God created man upon the earth, and ask from the one side of heaven unto the other, whether there hath been any such thing as this great thing. It's like as this great thing is, or hath been heard like it. 33. Did ever people hear the voice of God speaking out of the midst of the fire, as thou hast heard and live? 34. Or hath God essayed to go and take him a nation from the midst of another nation, by temptations, by signs, and by wonders, and by war, and by a mighty hand, and by a stretched out arm, and by great terrors, according to all that the Lord your God did for you in Egypt before your eyes? 35. Unto thee it was shewed, that thou mightest know that the Lord, he is God. There is none else beside him. You understand? The Lord did all these amazing things for us to show us, you understand, that not only is he our God, but he is the only God in this earth. You understand? And he shows our people every day still that he is the only God in this earth. You understand? By the prophecies it is that the ISUPK has been bringing out, that's in these scriptures right here. You understand? Like we warned our people of the COVID-19, warned our people of the monkeypox, warned our people of the fentanyl that is in your disgusting drugs. We warned our people about homosexuality, like all these things it is that the Lord is doing in this earth. You understand? We've been warning our people about. And through the ISUPK prophesying, you understand, the Lord is showing you that not only is he with the ISUPK, but that he is the only God in this earth, because there is no other God that has ever brought plagues upon this earth. You understand? There is no other God that has ever caused for war to break out. And most importantly, there is no other God who has ever tried to bring out another nation from another nation other than the God of this book right here. You know what I'm saying? Just like the Lord brought us out from Egypt, brought us out from amongst the Egyptians, out from the captivity it is that we was in, he's going to do the same thing in America. You know what I'm saying? He's going to bring us out from among our oppressor and these other heathen nations. You know what I'm saying? He's going to end the oppression it is that we face every single day and that we have been facing for the past 400 years. Like, he's going to end all that. And he's doing it all just to show us that he is the most high God. You understand? The only power in this earth. And we won't have any choice but to accept it. You understand? 36. Out of heaven he made thee to hear his voice, that he might instruct thee. And upon earth he shewed thee his great fire, and thou heardest his words out of the midst of the fire. 37. And because he loved thy fathers, therefore he chose their seed after them, and brought thee out in his sight with his mighty power out of Egypt. 38. To drive out nations from before thee, greater and mightier than thou art, to bring thee in, to give thee their land for an inheritance, as it is this day. I'm saying, and once this war pops off, you know what I'm saying, which the Isupk has been telling our people about, you know what I'm saying, which is World War III. Once World War III pops off, that's exactly what's going to happen. You understand? Like the Lord, He's going to drive out these nations that, you know, we thought it'd be impossible to come up against. These nations that we thought that only our oppressor would be able to, you know, only ever be able to rival. You understand? These nations that have nuclear weapons, that have, you know, just, you know, sci-fi type of weaponry. Like the Lord is going to bring these nations down and cause for them to be destroyed before us. You understand? And He's doing all that for us, for so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You understand? And once He destroys these nations, you understand? Once He brings down these mighty nations, it is that we've come to damn near see as gods. You understand? We're going to take their land and inherit it. You understand? We're going to rule the earth. We're going to decide what it is that the Chinese man does. You understand? We're going to decide what it is that the Russians do, what it is that the Germans do, and the Africans and the East Indians and the Arabs. We're going to decide what it is that all these nations do. But our people have to get down and have to stop being so goddamn hard-headed. Otherwise, we're just going to continue to you know, remain in the same condition. You understand? We're not going to have rulership. We're going to remain, it's like we're going to continue to remain as being slaves and subservient to every nation on this earth. But thankfully, you understand, the Lord has risen up the ISUPK to raise up the men that are going to show our people, you understand, that serving the Lord, it's, you know, it's not something that's hard. You know, it's not difficult. You know, you just got to stop being selfish. You know, you got to stop being so lustful. That's all it is. 39. Know therefore this day, and consider it in thine heart, that the Lord, He is God in heaven above, and upon the earth beneath, there is none else. It's as simple as that. Verse 40. Thou shalt keep therefore His statutes and His commandments, which I command thee, this day, and that it may go well with thee, and with thy children after thee, and that thou mayest prolong thy days upon the earth, which the Lord thy God giveth thee forever. You understand? And if we start serving the Lord, and we start teaching our children to serve the Lord, you understand, we're going to live much longer and better lives than we do now. You understand? Them brothers and sisters up in that supermarket in Buffalo, you understand, they would have lived to be much older than they were. You understand? We think because, you know, they was, you know, 50 and up, we think that, oh, you know, they were old. You understand? With what life they did live, it was good. Like, we should be living a lot longer than we are as a people. You know, saying even in today's times, that's still young. You understand? Like, there are devils out here that are living to, you know, damn near be 100. Like, them brothers and sisters, they should not have lost their lives in that supermarket. That devil should not have been able to come in there and gun them down. You understand? Like, he shouldn't have been able to even have gotten into that parking lot without being profiled by, you're saying, 10, 12 brothers, asking him what it is that he's doing there. You understand? Pulling him out of his vehicle and searching him. Like, that should not have been something that happened. You understand? Our children that died down in Texas, you understand, them poor babies, like, they should not have lost their lives at such a young age. You understand? Like they should have been protected. You understand that the Catholic Church it is that they were a part of, like they should have been teaching them to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. They should have been teaching them that the white Jesus it is that was forced upon their forefathers is not Christ, and that he is not God, and that they should not bow down to the image that was erected up. You understand? I'm saying may all those brothers and sisters rise again. 41. Then Moses, then Moses was like, end of 40, which the Lord thy God giveth thee forever. 41. Then Moses severed 3 cities on this side Jordan toward the sun rising. 42. That the slayer might flee thither, which should kill his neighbor unawares, and hated him not in times past, and that fleeing unto one of these cities he might live. And those are the cities of refuge it is that we talked about previously. 43. Namely, Bezir in the wilderness, in the plain country of the Reubenites, and Ramoth in Gilead of the Gadites, and Golan in Bashan of the Manassites. 44. And this is the law which Moses set before the children of Israel. 45. These are the testimonies and the statutes and the judgments which Moses spake unto the children of Israel after they came forth out of Egypt. 46. On this side Jordan, in the valley, over against Beth Peor, in the land of Sihon, king of the Amorites, who dwelt in Heshbon, whom Moses and the children of Israel smote after they were come forth out of Egypt. 47. And they possessed his land, and the land of Og, king of Bashan, 2 kings of the Amorites, which were on this side Jordan, toward the sun rising, from Aror, which is by the bank of the river Arnon, even unto Mount Zion, which is Hermon. 49. And all the plain on this side Jordan, eastward, even unto the sea of the plain under the springs of Pisgah. Slavian. Okay. Book of Deuteronomy chapter 5 and verse 1. And Moses called all Israel and said unto them, Hear, O Israel, the statutes and judgments which I speak in your ears this day, that ye may learn them and keep and do them. Verse 2. The Lord our God made a covenant with us in Horeb. Verse 3. The Lord made not this covenant with our fathers, but with us, even us, who are all of us here alive this day. Verse 4. The Lord talked with you face to face in the mount out of the midst of the fire. Verse 5. I stood between the Lord and you at that time to show you the word of the Lord, For ye were afraid by reason of the fire, and went not up into the mount, saying, verse 6, I am the Lord thy God, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage. Verse 7, thou shalt have none other gods before me. You understand? And the same thing is going to happen today. You understand? Just like the Lord brought us out of Egypt, you understand, brought us out of captivity, brought us out of oppression, and told us that we would have no other gods before him. You understand, that we wouldn't serve no God of another nation. The same thing is going to happen when he brings us out of America. You understand? Like, he's going to bring us out of the land of America, out of this bondage it is that we live in, out of the oppression it is that we face every single day. And we are not going to have any other God that it is that we serve. You understand? We're not going to serve our oppressors' gods anymore. We're not going to serve the God of Asians. We're not going to serve the God of, the Arabs or any other heathen nation. We're not going to worship the stars. What we're going to do is we're going to serve the God of our forefathers, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And that's our only choice. Slack you 1 second. One second. All right, so I imagine La Yasha Allah, which means to Israel. Majum, which means to stand. Upanya Hakidam, which means to turn and face the east. We're going to do the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. This is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayat, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakutka, Taba'ah, Ratazayaka, Hayat, Aisha, Ba'a Rataza, Kawor, Hayat, Bashemayim, Nathan, Lanawa, Lakam, Ko, Yawam, Wasalakanawa, Wabawathanawa, Kasalakanawa, Kwawathianawa, Wala'a, Tabayayanawa,
Banasayawan, Abal, Hawashayanaw, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, La'ala, Watapara, Lavalayum, Aman. This is the Lord's Prayer in the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. So be it. Prayer for the Hakak, or the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Babu Kashah, Nathananahu, Hakak, Hakak, Allah Rapa'ah, Kar Makalah, Wakar Manawa, Hakak, Latahar, Hamatazarayim, Hakak, Lahakim, Hamathim, Hakak, Al Rakawa, Hatama Allah, Lagarsham, Ba'ashem Yahushai, the water Aman. Pray for the power in the English. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out in the name of Yahushai. Thank you, so be it. Pray for the blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatha Yahweh, wa Yahushai, wa Yaka'ala, wa Alahayim, Matazabia, Alawap Yahana, Ha Alawapyum, Hazaranyum, Ha Quatazayanyum, Ha Kayayim, wa Quathian, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, the water Aman. Pray for the blessings in the English. Bless you, Yahweh, and Yahushai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yahana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, the name of Yahushai. Thank you, so be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayanya, Al-Hoharim, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Isariah, Ma'ayin, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayam, Wa'aratazah, Al-Yathan, Lamawat, Ragolka, Al-Yanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yeshun, Shalomar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al, Yad, Yamyaka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'ah, Yakaka, Wayarak, Baya'ala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makal, Rai, Yashamar, Athnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'aka, Wabu'aka, Ma'aika, Wa'aid, I will learn. This is Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, all Damayah, Lakah, all Fakarash, wa all Dashakwat, all Kayah, Hana, Awayabika, Yahama, Yabun, Ra'ash, Al Aimaka, Ya'ariyamwa, Sawada, Wayatha, Ya'itazawa, Al Tazapawanyaka, Amarawa, Lakawa, Wanakidun, Magolia, Wala'a, Yazakar, Sham, Yasha'ala, Iwada, Kaya, Nawa'itazawa, Laba, Yakadwa, Al Yaka, Baryak, Yakarafwa, Aholia, Alawam, Wayashamai, Alayam, Mawa'abu, Wagari, Gabal, Wa'aimawan, Wa'amalak, Palashah, Ain, Yashabi, Tazawur, Gan, Ashawur, Nalawa, Aimam, Hayawa, Zarawai, Labanya, Lawat, Selah, Aisha, Laham, Kamadian, Kasa Yasara, Kayabian, Banakaol, Kayashawan, Nasha Lamadwa, Ba'ayan Da'ar, Hayawa, Daman, La Adama, Shaithamwa, Nara, Yab Mawa, Ka'ira, Wakaza'ala, Wakazabak, Wakatazal, Manai, Kal, Nasayakamwa, Ashar, Amarawa, Nayarashah, Lanawa, Nawat, Ayam, Ayam, Shaitamwa, Kagogola, Kakwash, Lapanya, Rawaka, Kaash, Tabaira, Yaira, Wakalahaba, Talahat, Harayam, Gan, Dardatma, Wasairika, Wabasa, Wapatha, Tabahalam, Mala'a, Panyaham, Walawan, Wayabakashwa, Shumka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayaba'awa, Idea, I, Wayakaparawa, Wayabadwa, Wayadaiwa, Kaya, Atha, Shumka, Yahawa, Labarka, Al Yawan, Al, Call, Ha'aratazan. Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gebal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur also is joined with them. They have holpen the children of Lot. Selah, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kasan, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb, and like Zeeb, yea, all their princes as Zeba and as Zalmunna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth a wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name, O Yahweh. Let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the Most High over all the earth. This is the curses in the English. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, listen to us now, right now. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen that speak against us, thy prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, and the school. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen, and shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school. Force their riches to enter into thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the Edomites and the nations and their drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, Posse Comitazi, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space programs, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street, open up the internet and the airways, the cable access channels, and the radio channels. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us, and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues. Cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plagues shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahushua, Michael, and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and punish all the heathens that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all that it is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media, throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahushua, thank you, always, so be it. This concludes the Isupk Indianapolis Sabbath service.
Akwathi and Yashabia, which means sisters be seated. So we're going to give a salute to the brothers, men of Israel. Imajim Shabbat, Imajim Barak, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Barakathum, Yajim Atah, Akwathi and Imajim, Sar, turn and face sisters. Salute to the sisters, men of Israel. Imajim Shabbat, Imajim Barak, Yahweh Shamar al Thumb by Hashem Yahushua. Yadim Matah. Sabbath service dismissed.